so much time you can give. So faithful is definitely a one. Are you faithful?
I'm faithful.
Calvin, are you faithful?
Well, we don't know yet, so we'll see.
I'm faithful.
Cheeky.
Hello everyone, this is another episode of Making Sense with Calvino. This is where we'll talk about random thoughts on random topics. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Making Sense with Calvino. Today I think we have a very special episode. I would say most wanted guest, right? We have two of them today. So if we could welcome Chloe and Matt.
Well, yeah.
It's a like intro dance.
We should do on wave.
No, that's
Oh,
she cut the flow, man. Let's just cut it to one side.
Hi guys, how are you?
hi,
Hey, we're
we're
good, man.
good. How
We're
are
good.
you?
I'm ecstatic. As you know, a lot of people have requested for you guys to come on the show.
Okay.
I'm just flattered to be here, and I'm blushing because you're inviting us.
Yeah. This is the first time we're doing something like this.
Yeah.
So don't know what to expect, but I guess it's just like conversation, right?
Yeah, just a cash kind of catch up,
Cash.
and for people to be nosy.
Yeah. Now more about us. More
Yeah,
about
so
wherever you guys
we're gonna spill some tea today.
People biscuits.
First of all, how are you guys? How are you in this fine day?
Well, healthy, still alive, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Getting through it really with everything going on. Like all your other guests, I'm sure we kind of all are all in the same position.
Yeah. I just woke up like 4 hours ago.
To be honest, I took a nap as well, so.
So I'm very fresh. I'm probably going to be up until 5 a.m.
I already kind of introduced you guys, but you know, it's better if it comes from you guys. So introduce yourselves.
Okay, you go for it. Go.
Ladies first, but okay. So hi everyone. I am Chloe. Stop. Sorry. Oh, stop. Okay, we'll do that again. Hi everyone, I'm Chloe. I really want to thank Calvin for having us on his Making Sense with Calvino. So I am currently surviving in this world, living day to day really. I'm joking. I am currently a teaching assistant in a secondary school. So I have only gone back to work today, so I'm helping out with some of the kids back there. In my free time, I'm a hairstylist. So I've been fortunate enough to be shouted out by Calvin himself.
Sorry, I think you missed one because you said free time hairstylist, and then another one is social media influencer.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing.
Okay.
No, I'm just
with your tutorial.
Finding things about you that I didn't know.
No, if you don't
11
know.
years already.
If you don't know, get to know, you know.
We're still getting to know right now. Okay.
So hi, lovely to meet you. And yeah, so I do hair as well before my whole teaching journey, and I have hair tutorials. That was a long-lived lockdown fiasco, so never again. Who do I think I am? But yeah, no, I mean, that's it really. And I'm going out with him.
Just ended with that.
That's like the most uninteresting thing about it.
Okay, go on, you next.
All right, my turn. Okay, so my name is Matt. What do I do? So I teach dance. Currently, just during this pandemic, it's been on pause. So that's actually a business. We have a company called Boom Diggity, which is amazing community of people that I'm trying to build. And also, I consider myself as a filmmaker. So I like doing a lot of bloggings, especially on Instagram. IGTV is like the main platform that I use. And that's just to like, kind of like tell my story and how to like turn a mundane situation into a very interesting like artwork. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, go check.
And I'm with her. That's the most uninteresting thing.
Chat later.
Yeah, I mean, I've checked your page, Boom Diggity. It's kind of like a bit disappointing, really, because like you said, COVID, and also it's a bit far from me. Because if it was near, I would have joined. Because I'm a bit of a dancer myself. In the back. I'm a bit of a dancer on the side.
So I think after this, we're going to offer Calvin a few free classes.
Yes, so we move on to that topic. But yeah, so our topic for today is called love and relationship. It's a new topic for me for this podcast. It's a new place that I've never stepped into before. But I'm hoping you two. I'm hoping you two will be able to guide me on this topic. So you two have been going out for a while. Tell us. I love the reaction. Tell us a bit about that. Well, how did you guys meet?
So, I mean, it's the most unromantic thing ever. Matt added me on Facebook. So there's not much story to how we met, but we did meet a bit more and get to know each other through a mutual friend. So shout out to Aaron Tenado for hooking us up.
Yeah.
So it was one of the, Curtis as well. Curtis. Shout out. So it was kind of like, oh, do you know who this is? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, you added me, and etc. etc. And back then, over 11 years ago, it was MSN. So like Messenger.
Those
so
days,
shout out to the.
So sorry to cut you off, but like for those listening, I know you heard the word MSN, so you know how long they've been going out for.
So when it was like Bebo days, MySpace, Pixo.
Yeah, nobody knows about those anymore. You
have to like give 3 hearts a day on Bebo. And people would beg me for like those. I was like, no, I've run out.
Was she your other half?
No, we didn't reach that stage yet.
Oh, okay.
No, not with it.
I know. Yeah.
So yeah, and it just kind of kicked off from there, really. And 11 years later, here we are.
Are you gonna mention that you bunked school to meet me?
No, we don't need to meet. We don't need to say that. I mean, it's not that deep.
I thought that's interesting.
A little birdies told me.
I hope it's good.
That it's good. That whenever they get asked a question, who is your inspiration in terms of love life or relationship? It's always Chloe and Matt. I was like, who is this to? Who do they think they are? Yeah.
No, really. Allow them.
I didn't think we're that.
No.
Romantic. We just.
I think
it's friends.
I think that's basically what it is. Because like a lot of people romanticize romance, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
And then they go into this. I mean, I'm just speaking into what I'm observing.
We're just guests. We're just mere guests.
Yeah, I'm just. So, no, I mean, like in general terms, from what I observe, people go into this relationship, they go all out, and then halfway through, they lose interest and stuff. And so that's why sometimes, we don't have to go all out.
No.
For it to last, right?
No, definitely. I think personally from our own experience as a couple, you're in it for the long run, and that's what we will always tell ourselves.
Yeah.
There is no rush.
There's always a time for that certain thing.
And you kind of just got to live in the moment. We always see every year as another opportunity for us to explore and, you know, find out more about each other. And we use every year to really grow together, but still experience the you know, the rocky bits, the arguments, and, you know, the clash of personalities. But we always remind ourselves that it's either, you know, we're in it for forever. You know, because
if we can't make it work now, how are we gonna make it work? Like,
how do you have any specific ways on how you keep your relationship strong? Like, do you do some sort of tradition, or like, you know, do something every
like kind of like a ritual, kind of
like a ritual? Yeah.
Personally, no, we don't really, you know, like that yearly thing that we, you know, do and stuff. I think what we do is we celebrate achievements and we celebrate occasions. So I guess that would be a ritual that we do. So we're very involved in an anniversary and a birthday. I think because it's a special day that we can celebrate as a couple or celebrate each other. And that's what we kind of go all out for. We're not
that.
Yeah, we're not so much about, you know, like, oh, let's go out, or let's, you know, let's eat out once every week and stuff. We're just like, you know, we got stuff to do, let's work on that. And then we've got something else to look forward to as well in terms of like a birthday or anniversary. So I think that's one thing that we do. Don't you agree?
Yeah. we don't like overcomplicate things. We kind of just like sometimes just freestyle and like do things on the spot. We don't really plan too much far ahead.
So basically, you're telling me is like that I like the way you said it, by the way, that you celebrate each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's probably what is important to in a relationship. You need to celebrate one another, right? And from what I'm gathering from what you're saying is that you basically are giving each other your own spaces, basically, your own spaces to grow. Not only for you two as a couple, but also as individual. I feel like I have experience on this.
Sana all. Ikaw na.
I'm just very good at observing.
I feel like he's giving us relationship advice, and I'm lapping it up.
What is your? I know this is like out of the blue question, but what is your favorite moment with each other? I know you probably have a lot because you've been together for like 11 years. But what is one thing that sticks out with you two?
When we got engaged.
Oh yeah, that. I was like,
she's on another planet. Like she's thinking about something else.
Maybe something last week. Like, was it?
But do you think like when we got engaged, that was a special moment?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You're happy, no?
Yeah. Okay.
So tell me about the engagement.
I put a whole story about it on my Instagram, so people have an idea. But so I think it was artist Steph and Mikey, which is our friends from America. They were getting married, right? And so we was going to America with a whole bunch of like close friends that we're really close with, especially in the church. And I was like, why not like I just had an idea. This is like 3 months before. This is like 3 months before we were supposed to travel. And it's like, why not I ask her to marry there instead? We was reaching our 10-year anniversary already. And I realized I just keep pushing it. Like I just keep pushing it. And it's like, oh man, we're just gonna grow old, and like when is gonna be the right moment, right? And I think like she's never been to America before.
Oh really?
She's really excited.
Where was it?
LA. And so I decided that I'm gonna do it in America. So I told my best friend, I told my uncle, my grandma.
You told Carl.
Carl
was a really big help.
Carl.
I was like, I'm looking at Chloe. She's like, showing her ring like this.
I'm not even.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I agree.
And here we are.
Yeah, looking for a ring and all of that. Like, I didn't really do much research on it. It's just like I thought, what was the most traditional way to do it?
Yeah.
So,
And basically,
yeah,
just went for it, isn't it?
the hardest part probably about that is just kind of like organizing how I'm actually going to do it.
And Matt's the worst
I
person.
don't. I'm very unorganized. She's organized. That's her main thing. So to organize something like this, it's just completely out of my zone. And it's very.
But it's good because you basically went out of your comfort zone just to make this happen,
Yeah.
and that's it's.
Yeah. Like obviously our friends kind of like I did it. I kind of kept it a secret until we got there because I was a bit worried that someone's just gonna like tell her, like just. So like very last minute, started telling every single one of them, and then they kind of like gave me ideas on how I'm gonna do it.
Let's talk about in general terms,
Mhm.
what are good qualities and what bad qualities as well in a relationship. So give us some points.
I can only say what we've been through and what we've experienced. Some of the listeners and viewers might relate to it, some might not. And, you know, me and Matt are not experts on this. We're just doing it as the day goes by. So I think one of the qualities that we adhere to is definitely trust. A lot of people who have come to us for relationship advice or have spoken to us about their own problems or worries is that the one thing that they lack on or feel that they don't have enough of is trust. And I think with any relationship with friends, family, you know, co-workers, I think trust is a really number one thing. And as long as you have that trust, everything else falls into place. So from trust goes loyalty goes goes into honesty, and then it just kind of all goes into one and merges. But definitely trust is for us, and communication. Communicating is a big thing for us. And sometimes little communication is okay too, as well as big communication. You know, sometimes we don't have to spend hours on the phone. Sometimes we don't even need to call each other good morning because we know that, you know, we've got our own lives to kind of put in first, and then we can kind of see how we're doing. Because we find that if we're too...
Give each other a lot of space.
Yeah, give a lot of space. Because when we find that we're just calling, nagging and stuff, it gets a bit suffocating. And we've always made sure that we've communicated that we're okay with, you know, here and there and, you know, sometimes...
Yeah, sometimes
I like that.
A call, it's like, oh, hey, I'm just going to work now. All right, call you later. Bye.
Cool, bye. Like, it's cool. It's like... And I've had people like, is that it? And I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to say? Like, like, hey, bro, like, I'm going to talk to him later. It's cool. It's not that deep. Trust and communication. And I think another quality as well is to have a laugh. I don't know if you can tell already from this podcast, but we are...
You gotta make it entertaining.
Yeah.
I think one time I must have asked her. We was driving one time, and I asked her, like, "Am I a dry boyfriend?" Like, I just can't imagine myself like, you know, just not having no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyone who's like hung around with us, everyone knows that we love to crack jokes, and we're friends when we're with friends. Like, we kind of separate our relationship from when we're around people.
Yeah, we don't like hold hands. We're not like all around each other.
Not that, actually, you know, like, what? We sound horrible, but like this is like no, what is it called? Like no disclaimer or whatever. Like no offense to anyone else. Like, but you know, to really get it raw and tell how people it is for us. This is what works for us. Yeah. And everyone's different. And we're not telling you this is wrong or right.
Yeah.
This is what our qualities are. And we feel that, you know, if people could really see what we see, I honestly believe, like, you know, you can make it work with someone. Like, regardless.
But when we're together, we give each other, like, our biggest, like, attention to each other. But when we're around friends, we give attention to friends.
I like that because basically you kind of what you're saying is you have boundaries with one another, but you also have boundaries as a whole,
Mhm.
not just to each other, but also to the people around you.
Yeah.
And with that, you are basically giving respect to the environment or wherever you're in.
Yeah.
And I think that's really nice. And I agree with what you said, Chloe, about obviously not everyone's going to be the same because I know some people are. I don't know what if you heard about it, like love language. Some
Mhm.
people's love language is
Mhm.
more to touching.
Yes. Yes.
Some people don't like touching. Some people are more vocal about it. Some people
Yes.
have different kind of thing. But in a way, with what you said that about you know respecting your friends' boundaries, and it's nice. I mean, let's be honest. Who wants to hang out with a couple who just mooches on with each other and then just leaves you behind, right?
Yeah,
And it's true. And we always feel that we always put ourselves in another person's shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we always think, how would we feel if
I've hung around with couples like that, and it's like you can't have a conversation with them because it's
and we're
they're better off.
we're two separate people, you
Yeah.
know, like we're two individuals and we just so happen to be going out. But when it comes to other things, you know, we want to, you know, put our undivided attention to our friends.
That's a really good point because in my experience, I know some people who, because they're going out. Sometimes, whenever you make a plan or like friends makes plans,
Mhm.
you know, they count the couple as a one person,
Oh, man.
right? If you know what I mean.
I'm my own individual person.
Yeah, so the way you said it, well, like you two are individual. You just happen to be connected to each other.
And you know, I'm okay with, oh, where's Matt? And I'm like, oh, honestly, I don't know, but he's here. And you know, like when we get invited to things, he might go, I won't. I will go, he won't. Or we just so happen to go together. But at the end of it, we always know if you want to do something, you do it, and I'll support you on that. You know what I mean? As long as you're honest with me and I trust you, and as long as you communicate with me, that is one of the three things that we go by. And do you know what? Everything else will be fine. Like we don't have to worry about anything else. I feel like people think it's all dandy, it's all, you know, like it's just like a fairy tale. But I'm telling you, it's hard work.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard work. You've got to put in the effort. You can't expect it to be one-sided. And another thing is to give and take. You know, like exactly what you said, you know, you've got to, you know, make sure you can put in the effort. When someone's feeling down, you've got to pick them up. When someone's happy, 100%. You can't, you know, rain on their parade if you're
not just a one-man relationship.
No, it's two people making it work as
Makes
as
two
one.
to tango.
Woo,
Okay. Diggity, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
But yeah, ending on that note. So for you listeners or viewers, comment down below. What do you guys think are good qualities in a relationship? Or maybe if you are already in a relationship, what makes in a good relationship for you? What do you do? Anything in particular that you want to share with us? Then
no, we're all down for hearing new things and
ideas.
Ideas like what can we do to I
think all relationships have like their own thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just because because you've been going out for years now doesn't mean you have to stop learning as a relationship, isn't it? You continue learning, and that's not just for relationship. That's for everyone, really, into as an individual. But yeah, that was a good. So for audience participation, well, for new listeners, audience participation is when we like to include you guys to the topic. So I'll start with mine because you two have you have two of yours. So for my one, I asked you guys on Instagram a question. Let me just pull this up. So I asked you guys, what is your ultimate relationship advice? So I'll read out 5.
Okay.
First one's at Dre.Key. He said, Don't rely on your significant other for happiness. Make your happiness yourself. Oh, you got a clap, so you got applause, Dre. It's true. It's true.
It's true. Straight up.
Because, like, some people where they can't bring themselves back up just because they lost that person.
And like what they say, you've got to love yourself before you love someone else, you know?
How can you help other people if you don't help yourself?
Yeah. So I love myself. So anyone out there?
Anyone else who wants to?
Anyone else out there?
Anyone wants to share that love?
I got lots of love to share. Happiness. Next.
That's why you created this podcast, man.
I see.
Next one. At Christine Joyce, she said communication is key. So it relates back to your point from earlier.
Yeah.
Third one. At Angie _. She said, oh yeah, so this relates back as well with Christine Joyce. So she also said communication is key. So
it's quite popular, communication.
Communication. So you got to communicate. Don't just ghost them.
I'm ghosting you tomorrow, mate. I'm
So the third one, at Rye _Sapnu, he said, be true with one another, be honest, and be faithful.
Oh, faithful. I love that word. Yeah.
Faithful, yeah.
There's so many words to say, but there's only so much time you can give. So faithful is definitely a one. Are you faithful?
I'm faithful.
Calvin, are you faithful?
Well, we don't know yet, so we'll see.
I'm faithful.
Oops.
See?
So next one, the fourth one, at Leah Lagasa, she said, before getting into a relationship, make sure you're 100% sure. Don't just play around. Did you play around? Yeah, you were 100% sure. Okay.
I don't even know if I'm 100% now, to be honest. But
we don't know what happened.
they just can't remember because it's been too long.
Literally, I lost it in my MSN chat if I was faithful. Like,
I wish we can track all the conversations.
I should have saved it on my drive.
I'm sure there's a way.
I'm gonna make that the hashtag. Lost it in our MSN chat. It's just a classic. Like who says that nowadays? That's like a lost phrase.
Webcam. Oh my god.
It's a lost phrase from a decade ago. Anyways, the last one, at Jane Kasiraya, she said, partner up when life gets crazy. So I think what she means is that when, like what you guys said, when life gets crazy, when there's problem, then partner up, you work on it together. Not
tag team. We got this, bro. We say those.
So yeah, thank you guys for answering my question. So what about you two?
Okay, so for me, my question was, what qualities or characteristics do you look for in a partner? And I will be picking 5. So I've got at Danny L. Less. I don't even know if I said that right, but shout out Dan. Whoa. So she put mutual respect, trust, communication, and understanding, which was a lot of things that I vouched for. So, she's looking for someone with those qualities. If you can be of a provider, holla at your girl. Love you, Dan. So next I have Angel Q Espiritu, and she put how he treats his mum, which is a reflection on how he treats you. And I can certainly vouch for that. Matt has 4 sisters,
yes,
plus his mum, so he's got 5 women under his household. And I can certainly say that Matt is very, he's very loving towards them. And, with anyone who can vouch for their partner or want someone like that, definitely what Angel said, see how they treat you.
I love my mum.
Got a little mum. So next up I have Keisha.Q, a friend of mine who is the current Miss Philippines UK 2019. Kelvin. So stop blushing. So Keisha put driven and has medium/long-term goals. we love a person with goals, and I
I
think
like
it's
that.
yeah, really important.
Because how are you going to improve in life when your significant other is just slowing you down, right?
I know, like, get off my back. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and then I have included a couple, if that is allowed. So I have at Melody J and at Arand_Cruz.
Shout out.
If I didn't include Melody, I would not hear the end of it. So, Melody, this is
Yes,
for you.
Melody.
So, Mel's and Aran both agreed on funny sense of humor and can communicate their feelings openly.
You know about the sense of humor. You know,
You got to have a bit of balance.
you gotta make it. You know, a bit colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And communicate like others have said already. And a last one is a friend of ours called Ria_Ria.Chetri. Ability to grow, have compassion, and give unconditional love.
Oh,
Unconditional love. I like that.
yeah.
So I think, you know, as long as you can...
Giving love unconditionally. Just like how a mom... how a mom would treat their child, right? It's like, you don't
it's a
ask
given.
for love.
Yeah, it's a given.
You have to, no question asked. You have to give love. And that's how it, that's how it is.
Come on.
Wow.
That's how it is. You never run out of giving. Just give.
Give, and hopefully you can take something as well.
Take some.
Yeah, I'll give you some.
Okay, go on, you.
Okay, so for me, I posted a poll on Instagram story, and I put up, in a relationship, what's more important, looks or personality? So 98% chose personality and 2% chose looks. Interesting. So I'm going to pick 4 people who pick personality. There's quite a lot of people, but I'm just going to pick like 4 random people. So the first one is Joshi Boy. He's is my friend from America. Second person is @_Crystal Joy _. Auntie Crystal, I know her from church. Third person, Ryan Ramirez, @Ryan_Ramirez. He's my best friend, so it's good to see him participate in that, and he chose the right one. And the last one, @Mo C Jones, and I dance with him. And yeah, those are the 4 people that picked personality.
And the one
person, there's only one person who picked looks, and that's @1LaJake.
To be honest, a lot of people talk bad about looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I have like good points about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like everyone has different preference.
You gotta have a bit of, you know what I mean?
And also like what probably I find attractive, you probably won't find attractive. If you know what I mean, everyone finds something.
Yeah. Everyone, like what we've said in this podcast, everyone's got different preferences, but it's how you go about it. It's what you kind of gain from it. And if looks is your thing, then
yeah, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
If you like someone who doesn't shower and stuff, then that's on you, you know.
If that's you,
I don't know about
that. Smell.
That's you, but like not me, but go for it.
Yeah, some people just love the natural smell, you know. Just
so yeah, I mean, I respect to those who said looks because it's not bad, you know.
I don't know this guy.
We're human, right? We have our own preferences. We have our own I don't know how to say it, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
So for our top recommendation this week, I would like to quickly give mine. It's a Netflix program that I've just been binging, and it's a Japanese one. It's a Japanese series, I think. Yeah, it's called Alice in Borderland. It's really nice.
Oh, so it's Japanese.
It's Japanese, yeah. So if you like kind of like Hunger Games or
I watched all of them.
Or well, those kind of genres, then you will like this. It's a bit of like a thriller, apocalyptic kind of
Is it
vibe.
over the top type of graphics?
The what do you mean? Sorry.
Is there a lot of graphics into it?
In a way, yes,
Mhm.
but it's not to an extent where it's just in your face. It's just small details and stuff, but it's really good.
Alice in Borderland.
Alice in Borderland. I highly suggest you watch that. So, what about you guys?
So mine is basing off Japanese stuff. Annyeonghaseyo, K-dramas.
Oh, she loves K-dramas.
She's prepared.
Whole Netflix algorithm is just K-drama. I can't even find like my movies anymore. I have to scroll all the way down.
Saranghae. Sorry. So I got Chriselle, shout out Chriselle, she exposed me on Instagram and showed like a list of everything that I've watched so far. So I'm so into that. So honestly, if anyone's looking to start it, your life will change. And that's where I get relationship advice from. So that's my
Get your relationship on
like how I
K-dramas.
wish I could be that girl.
I mean, you never know. Someone could probably be writing your story as a K-drama already.
You never know. We could be in one of those movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find someone else. You can sit back and chill.
I know. I won't act. I won't act.
And I have one more just to squeeze in. It's my sister-in-law. She bakes all things cakes and crinkles. So you can follow her on Instagram _cream cakes, and she makes. They're really.
That's my sister.
They're a lot more dainty, so more Japanese style tradition, matcha or ubi, but really dainty, creamy, etc. So, and she does yema, mocha.
Small business, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna recommend, because you recommended 2 things. I'm gonna recommend 2 things as well. Then.
All right, don't get jelly.
I'm gonna recommend a book. This is probably one of the books that has really impacted me. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, it's just about leadership and how to communicate people the right way so they can like you, and to
Oh, that's why I like you, Pala.
You read the book before he sent you the message on Facebook.
Yeah,
it really impacted the way how I speak to people, how I build relationships around me. Not relationship together, but with other people. Yeah, because I don't know, it impacted me a lot.
I need to
from a really I used to be really shy, right? Yeah. Back in my whole teen years, I've never spoken a word. So from reading this book,
just speak to me.
You read the book. You're not listening. I'm joking.
Yeah. So after reading this book, has really impacted me in terms of how to really get people to listen to you, and to make people really like you, and that's a big thing. Another recommendation is an app for really an organized person, which is I'm very unorganized, so I keep having to not keep track of my habits. So there's a habit tracker app called Way of Life.
I might download that. Actually.
Yeah, it's really good. It basically you put a notification or reminder say before you sleep, and kind of tick all the things that you.
That's
done.
A good one.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't drink water a lot, so I put down drink 2 liters of water. Did I do it or not?
Oh, do it before you go to bed.
If I didn't do it, it will go red, and then you just see a whole week or a whole month of see
things
red.
you ain't done.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Good one.
I do.
Sleeping early on time or turning up to work on time. Did I do it or
spoken
not?
to the girl that I
Did
like?
I speak to Chloe today? Did I make her happy? Just a bunch of habits you can have as well. But yeah, I recommended it to me. A friend recommended it to me, and I'm recommending it to you.
So for the quote of the week, I picked something in relation to our topic. So my quote is, a great relationship is about 2 things, First, appreciating the similarities, and second, respecting the differences. How nice is that? It's really nice. And I think it's very timely to everyone trying to find someone or is with someone. And you've got to work with the similarities and kind of, work on the differences.
Yeah, because we're very different. We're very different people.
I like that, yeah.
People think you have to be like common, but you don't, because we're very opposite. We're actually very opposite. I think that's more interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's more interesting because she has strengths that I don't have.
So Matt, if you don't like Korean, it's okay.
That I can't get, but I don't know. Maybe I can't get.
We did watch Parasite, so that's
I love Parasite. I love that.
That's a plus.
I love the zombie Korean movies.
Yeah.
Those things interest me, but the K-dramas I'm not.
Well, we've got
not yet.
Respect the differences.
Respect the differences.
Yeah, that's the only part I don't respect.
Oh, your quote.
Okay, my quote. Nothing to do with like the topic, but this quote really stuck to me. Like my whole life, basically. So the quote is from Gloria Steinem, and the quote is, "The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off." And what that means is it's just recognizing that you're not where you are right now, where you want to be right now. And I think that's a very good point, because sometimes our ego will say like, "Oh yeah, I'm good, I'm happy. I am where I am," because you want to show that in front of people, right? But that doesn't really give you the freedom. What really gives you the freedom is like just knowing where you are right now. It's okay to suck.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's okay to,
especially during this times, COVID times, where most people, like a lot of people have lost their jobs, and it's kind of like hard to watch people, who, are still getting on with their lives. You might feel like, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, especially during this pandemic. I know there's a lot of, mental health problems that's going on right now. So you just need to like just keep going, and it's okay to like suck up what you're currently doing, but as long as you keep going, like that's like progress is everything.
And talk to people as well. Whether you don't have a significant other, you've got friends, family.
So that's it for our episode of Love and Relationship. I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful topic, a new topic that we haven't been able to touch upon. But a special thank you to our guests, Chloe and Matt. Thank you guys for finally, I don't know, you know what's weird? We were just talking about it like last year. We're like, I would get you guys, and then now time flies, So before we end the episode, would you like to give a shout out, or do you wanna plug in your social medias?
So social media is @_Chloe Chanel. And you can find me there.
Check her tutorials.
Do you want to have nice hair?
Nice hair.
I can't do it, but
and for me it's @Matt_MacDang. That's MCDNG.
What about your business? You want to shout it out?
Oh yes. So we're not running any dance classes at the moment, but when everything goes back to normal, it's @BoomDiggity_.
Cool. Do you guys want to give any shout out to anyone?
Honestly, shout out to everyone that's listening.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for listening.
You reached all the way to the end of the video.
Yeah.
I really hope you.
And shout out to those who requested you to, because without them,
I really want to know. Let us know later on. If you guys need advice on anything, just like message us. I'm very happy to. I don't know. No one really asked me for relationship advice.
Because you're scary.
But like, I'm very open. So like,
Matt's a lot nicer than I am.
So just message me if you're a guy, you're struggling, struggling with your relationship.
Or if you want to propose to your other half and need ideas.
Yeah, you need ideas. Just anything I've done.
Or if you want to look good for your engagement, ask Chloe. She can do your hair. And then if for you guys, if you want to learn some choreography for your for your wedding, then ask Matt.
That's right.
Or if you
give and take.
if you feeling sad, then talk to me.
Or if you want to if you need some love, Dr. Calvin.
What's
Unconditional love. If you need unconditional love, Dr. Calvin.
I love that.
So for my one, I would like to once again shout you guys out. I also want to shout out at Jasmine. I do believe it's her birthday. I'm bad with dates, by the way, but I do believe her birthday is on Wednesday. So happy birthday, Jasmine!
Happy birthday!
She was my guest, my first guest for season 2. So shout out to you guys. Yeah. If you guys would like to support me, or you want to see some behind the scenes or any of the top recommendation or anything, or if you want to participate in audience participation, then follow me on Instagram at Making Sense with Calvinio. And if you want to support me and become a listener, then follow me on
Do it, guys.
Patreon.com Making Sense with Calvinio. There's a lot of benefit, Never know. I can give you VIP passes to meet our dear friend, Chloe and Matt.
I was going to say VIP passes to your unconditional love. Mate, sign up for that.
Yeah, one day we will do a bachelor episode.
I'd be happy to host that. If you need a host for that, no likey.
No likey.
I'm right, no?
Yeah. So someday, so if you want to apply for that episode, just send me the
Mate, we better do that. Don't
Yeah, don't worry, you'll be the host if that ever happens.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. So that's it for our episode. I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.
Bye.